Good morning. The light in this room is always this way in the morning because I have these kind of amber shades on the window and they make the whole room look amber. I want to share a story with you that I think is pertinent to this time. We're just a few days away from a national election. And this story is something that haunted my dreams last night, so I wanted to tell you about it. Now, I'm dating myself here, but oh well, here goes. I started college in 1969. As a freshman, I went to a very nice university that had a newfangled student housing unit called a co-ed dormitory. Now, the word co-ed can refer to both the institution that educates both men and women, and it sometimes is used to refer to women students. So there are male students and co-eds, you might say. This was a co-ed dorm. It was a dormitory designed to house both male and female students. Now today, you can get into the same floor in a dormitory if you're a male that females are housed in. There are even some schools that allow male and female students to room together. But in 1969, this new idea merely meant that they had a brand new dormitory with 4 wings, A, B, C, and D. A and B were dedicated to the female students on campus, and C and D were dedicated to the male students. So you might share a common lobby or a common television room. But males and females did not room on the same floors. Anyway, in this co-ed dorm in 1969, pretty cool, they had rules. One of the rules was that, and I'm not making this up, the female students were not allowed to leave their dormitory after 10 o'clock in the evening. Males could come and go. And in fact, the doors that led into the male units of that dormitory were completely off their hinges. They didn't exist. On the female side, those doors were there, and they were closed, and they were locked at 10 o'clock. Now, they did have special times when somebody could go out on a date and stay out past 10 o'clock. They could stay, I think, as late as 11, or maybe it was midnight, but I think it was 11 o'clock. The rules were that you had to be back at that time. One, female students had to be back. Male students, not a problem. Female students had to be back. You paid like, I don't know, a penny or 10 cents or something for every minute you stayed out past 10 o'clock, the usual curfew hour. And you had to have a written permission from your parents or your guardian, females did, to allow them to go on a date and stay out past 10 o'clock. Break the rules, then the female student was brought before a student tribunal and given some form of punishment. The male students, no, there was nothing like that. Now, the walls that separated these two sections of this one dormitory were crisscross kind of bricks. So occasionally I'd get a call in the evening from a friend in the female side, and they'd say, Frank, could you run and get us some hamburgers and drinks? We're studying late tonight. And I'd leave the dorm, out the doorway that had no door, get in my car, drive downtown, pick up some hamburgers, come back, and then I would stick the hamburgers through those bricks in the walls for the female students that asked me to bring them a late night snack because they couldn't leave. Anyway, that was in 1969, and that rule lasted until at least through 1970 and maybe into 71. Now, the university made it very clear to the students that although the co-eds or female students didn't like it, well, it was their job to take care of them. And like it or not, they would take care of the female students, whether they liked it or not. Universities, by the way, have always considered themselves, the Latin phrase is in loco parenti, which means that they are the authority, the parent, if you will, while students are away from home. So in their zest to be good in loco parenti, good parents on location, they ordered female students, co-eds, not males, when they could come and go from the dormitories, when they'd be locked in at night, and the punishment if those female students didn't allow the university to do what they thought was best for them, to take care of them, whether they liked it or not. By the way, when I got married, 6 years after going to the university, my wife needed to go shopping. Well, she could have a credit card, but it had to have my name on it. She could not take out her own credit card. I had to go with her, fill out the form, sign for her to allow her to get a credit card. I had to be the person who signed to get a telephone. There were no cell phones. They were all hardwired phones that belonged to the phone company, and they come out to your home and hook them up. Well, my wife couldn't order a phone for herself. If I didn't exist, if she hadn't married me, she'd have to go to a parent or a guardian to get permission, be able to get a credit card, or to get a phone installed in her apartment. These were different times. But I want to emphasize, before I finish this story, that in 1969, 1970, 1971, and I'm sure in some places even later than that, there were authorities who thought they knew best for the females, in this case for female students. And they made it clear, we would take care of you, whether you liked it or not. That's the message of this video. Take care. Bye now.